Hello children, welcome to my class. Today I am going to continue ancient civilization of India. In that we are going to discuss about the Vedic age. Now what do you mean by Veda? Veda means knowledge. It was compiled by Aryans. Then who are Aryans? They are Indo-European tribe from South Russia. They migrated to Iran, from Central Asia to Iran to Punjab. They settled down. Aryan culture is called as Vedic culture. Do you know why? Their culture was based on Vedas. So that is why they used to be called Vedic culture. The Vedic culture is divided into two groups. They are Rig Veda, post Rig Veda. Children, Vedas were not written. They used to recite orally. Now, there are four types of Vedas. They are Rig Veda, Sama Veda, Yajur Veda, Atharva Veda. Okay children, how many types? There are four types. Rig Veda, Sama Veda, Yajur Veda, Atharva Veda. What Veda contains? It contains nature worship, yaga, black magic. So these also can be called Samhite. Okay, Samhite contains texts called Brahmana. What it explains about various method of performing sacrifices. And Brahmana as Aryanka and Upanishad. Aryanka, in this, the instructions were given to the hermits or sages who lived in the forest. Upanishads explains philosophy of life. Children, let us try to know more about Rig Veda. Rig Veda was the first and the oldest Veda. It contains 1028 prayer songs. They are grouped into 10 mandalas. The language which is used, there is no perfect or any languages. The spoken language of the people were used. That is Indo-European language, what we call. The territory of Aryans extended from Hindu Kush mountains to Ganga, Yamuna, Doab. What do you mean by Doab? The area between two rivers. Doab means the area between two rivers. Now, let us learn social life of the Aryans. The society of Aryans were divided into aristocratic, priestly class and common class. Three divisions were there in the society. In this, a special social system called Purusha Sukta. And according to people, God created Adi Purusha. The mouth became Brahmana, shoulders became Kshatriya, thighs became Vaishyas, and Sudras were born from feet. Okay? So, Varna system existed during that time. Brahmana, Kshatriya, Vaishya and Sudra. And other tribal groups were also existed. That is Pani, Tasus and Dasas. Now children, we can see open discrimination was made. Superior class, inferior class. Now, three classes. Brahmana, Kshatriya, Vaishyas, they had all the rights to perform rituals, to look after administration, to take part in business activities, to expand agricultural land, and to possess wealth. Every right they had. Whereas Sudras, they were denied of all these rights, and it was considered their duty to serve those three superior class. The Aryans and the patriarchal system, where we all know the meaning. When father is the head of the family, we call it so. All the responsibilities and looking after the family, everything was shouldered by father. So when father is head, we call it as patriarchal system. Now let us talk about the economic life. Agriculture was the main occupation as well as cattle rearing. Wealth meant cows, possessing number of cows, sheep, horses and camels. Now, cattle rearing was given importance. Why? It was used for tilling, to move carts, to lift water and also for milk and meat. Did you all understand, children? So, they were not aware of iron ore. They used to use brass alloy called ayas. The cultivable land was called kshetra. Cultivation was called krishi. In order to preserve the seeds or grains, there was system of underground granaries. Now, next topic what we are going to learn is about political life of the Aryans. There are references that Grama existed. In Grama, who lived? Tribes lived. These tribes were controlled by king. The power of kingship was hereditary. You all know the meaning, children. That is, power passes from one person to other person. Okay. Now, here all the prominent position was enjoyed by superior classes, and inferior, that is Shudras, were ill-treated. Next, there was Sabha and Samiti. What are these? The assembly of common people around the king. So there was provision for the common people to approach, or they used to get solutions for their problems. The person or the people who ruled over the common people, they were called as Kachatra. The soldier who fights for the country, they used to call Yoda. All the powers were in the hands of rich and as well as kings. We have seen in history of India, kings used to fight to extend their territories, to conquer other countries. But here, the kings and the people used to fight against each other for cattle, because already I have explained, cattle was used for many purposes. Now let us try to learn more about religious life of the Aryans. The Aryans used to perform yagna and animal sacrifices in order to please God, to get more rain and to get good harvest and to defeat enemies. The priests who performed all the sacrifices and rituals came to be called as Hathur. During religious time, they used to recite slokas, and also they used to consume a drink called soma. Importance was given to fire. They have composed 200 slokas on fire, 250 slokas about God Indra, pleading him to protect them and to give good rain and to defeat all their enemies. Mahayagas was performed by rulers, head of the tribes, which were led by priestly class. Gradually, when the older priestly class was insignificant, there were minor gods. They used to worship god of cultivation, Kshatrasya Pati, god of flow, Devi Sita, Vastosh Pati, minor house deity. The people used to recite slokas at the time of marriage and death. They had no writing skill. Thank you, children, and go through your textbook.